morning guys, welcome to Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we're on Monday the 9th of January 2017. Thank you so much for all your kind feedback about the new show. You guys all seem to like it. What I was trying to do really was just merge that thing of old school, nice camera, edited and everything else like that, and bring it sort of more modern, so it's more vloggy-fied and everything else like that. So as you can see it on here, we have this little picture in picture now, and then on here I put in sort of important information like dates of group builds finishing and what we've been up to, and also this gives you a sort of insight to what we actually did. So then that way, if you didn't see it, you can think, oh, I'll pop back onto Monday and I can have a look at it and see exactly what you've been getting up to and everything else like that. So it's just a way that I can sort of recap, nice, crisp, concise, well edited and everything else like that, new show form in a vlog style, if that makes sense, and everything else like that. So for you guys who love these vlogs, because I know a lot of you saw that and then you suddenly thought that's how it's going to be this week, that we're just going to do a new show. No, not at all. We're still going to do this little vlog bit, and this is obviously because these vlogs are about 15 minutes each. Obviously if you put those in, it would end up for a new show that goes on for hours, and I hate those things at the best of times. So this way it just gives me an ability to catch up and everything else like that. You'll see it a little bit later. I have done a little bit of vlogging because over the weekend I was working with the spray booth and trying to get that one sorted out, which I am happy to say is now completed. Okay, so it is sorted. Now the big difference is, I must admit, we changed this. We've actually gone for flat ducting instead of the traditional twisty pipe. Still got twisty pipe at one end, I must admit. You can see just down there. Okay, I need to sort it out and buy more trunking and get all the angles and everything else like that, because it is quite complex, because it goes in here, then I've sort of MacGyvered it. So we've got two trunkings, goes into one. I've made a box join, you know, Apollo 13.
Well, I suggest you gentlemen invent a way to put a square peg in a round hole.
We gotta find a way to make this fit into the hole for this.
We've done that temporary for it for the moment. Then it goes in the hose and then it goes in and ducts out of there, as you can see just through there. But the thing is, what I want to do is obviously improve the flow rate. It's working really, really well. And if I just turn it all on, because we have it on one switch, you can see we've got it all working now. That's both of them on. I can turn this one off still. But the thing is, because of the way that it goes in, this ducts in, you do get a little bit of rebound. It's coming slightly back because obviously it's allowing this motor down here to windmill a little bit, I think, because I can feel slight airflow through, but it's both going. We can see it goes in there now. In testing, I did get a candle smoking and all the bits and pieces. It's got great draw rate and everything else like that, but I think technically it could do with a second extraction system going out, but it is that thing, do I want to put another massive great hole through this wall up here? Obviously, as you saw it on Friday's show, I showed you the outside of it. Do I want two of them going through the wall and everything else like that? Probably not. So I think that's going to be good enough for what we need from a day-to-day point of view. It's great draw rate and everything else like that, and as you can see today I am spraying down in there. We're just charging up that camera and we're going to get going. I'm really going to crack on with it now and get it going with the Meteor, and because of that we can get, there we go, I can actually get in there with the big stuff, because obviously you've got the A10 coming up, which is something I'm going to show you all a little bit later. So the thing is, what I'm going to do is this morning, to be honest, we're going to spray this guy, going to get him primed. I'm probably going to do the camo work on top, we're going to do the metallizer underneath, and then what we're going to do, get that yellow section done on the tail. Painted today is my goal completely, and then what we're going to do is tomorrow decal it, and then Wednesday we're going to weather it, so it'll be completed and done by Wednesday. And then what I'm going to do this afternoon, I'm going to show you my A10 build. To be honest, I was on with Hans and Steve yesterday afternoon. We had a Skype bit of meeting. And we were discussing our projects and what we're doing with them. Hans is obviously pushing on very nicely with his. Steve's about to get going on his as well. So hopefully this week I really will start pushing on with the A10. And as I said, it's nice and clear in here, so I've got lots of room to get going without all the sub-assemblies and everything else like that. So I'm really looking forward to tackling a nice big kit again, which, let's face it, it's horrible. It's got lots of issues. It's got lots of fit problems, as we know. It doesn't line up particularly well. It's Trumpeter's older, softer injection molding, if you like. So it has got those little problems which take a little bit of care. It's not unbuildable. It's not one of these kits that you turn around and say, oh, you can't build it, it's terrible. But it just takes that little bit of extra care and attention, test fitting, a little bit of, you know, shimming, things like that in there can make a world of difference and make construction a lot easier with it. But definitely we're going to be tackling the big things on it. Say we'll go through it later, but So obviously going to be the cockpit, the engines, instrument bays, things like that, and hopefully turning out with something very, very nice. So time to test these two bad boys out. Fantastic morning's work. I must admit, the new spray booth works an absolute treat, as in I get no smell even when I'm spraying metallizer and stuff like that. You know, normally you get the smell and all the rest of it. I've been blasting it down here today, multiple coats of everything that is really smelly, and I can't even smell it, so it must be working really well. My only problem is the noise, and I'm not sure what levels it is. To be honest, got the cameras all in here, they've been recording. It'll be interesting to see how I have to edit it, let's just put it that way, because what I can do is I can actually take a lot of the noise out, and I play with it a lot of doing it in the spray booth with two of them running. Technically I think they're 58 decibels each. Yeah, so you say you get near 120 decibels with both of them going. It might be a bit much, but luckily for this camera, it's got the Rode microphone on it. It should do quite a good job at cutting it out. Generally, it's nice having the real estate as well to work in. So I've been working down here, spraying and painting and doing all the bits and pieces, and it's just nice having the area, and I can get my legs under and everything else like that. So it has been really, really nice. So let me show you where we are to. I'll tell you what, if I bring you over, it'll be easier. So start off with, here is our little guy. If we put him under the light, as you can see, we've been working very nicely with him. So your colours that we've been using, to be honest, we've done dark sea grey, so we've used the MRP 113, okay, for the dark sea grey. Then we've used MRP 110 for the dark green. That gives us over that. The yellowy colour on the tail, to be honest, it was a custom mix. I did basically all flat yellow and a drop or two of orange in there, just to take it off bore. And then for the underside, which we can see is all very nicely metally and everything else like that, we've actually gone in there with aluminium, and then I've used dark aluminium to post shade it. So hopefully you can see there's a little changes and tinges and everything else down in there. One thing I really am loving is we re-riveted it. I am so happy we did. I know we had a lot of thing about are we, aren't we? Trust me, it's livened up the underside of that beautifully. It does look very nice, but even on the top side and everything else, by the time this has been dry brushed in and taken care of and cleaned and everything else, and we do our usual rubs around at it everywhere, it'll be fantastic. We use the old clever putty technique on this one as well to go around this, and at the same time I have done all the metal work on the engines, all the gear parts, all the nozzles, all the doors, you name it, it's had it. The only thing I forgot to do is the inside of these, so we're gonna have to go back and spray the insides of these to take care of it, but the other bits I did up on the sprue, as you can see. So generally I have to say, from my point of view of spraying down here and everything else like that, it's worked an absolute treat. Really, really nice. And again, I know we say about it, but if you haven't used MRP paints before, you will love them. You'll see the video to this one anyway. It should be up with you tomorrow. You know, no stopping, no starting, no clogs, no spitting, nothing at all. Nothing any point did I have a problem with the paint, you know, and it dries instantly. I have made a little bit of a few little errors down the back here, so we've got a little bit of tearing because technically, again, it shows the shortcomings of other paints, Tamiya paints. They take a lot longer to dry than obviously we were doing here, and I taped over them because we were on a roll. We went from, I don't know, what did we start, 10 o'clock until around about an hour ago. We painted everything and this thing's done. That just shows how quick and easy it is to use this stuff. But I'm going to leave that little bit of weathering on the tail because I like that. Obviously it's going to have a wash, we're going to sand it and do all the bits and pieces when we decal it. I might even be able to decal it today, I'm not sure. I've got to do the orders today, but generally by tomorrow we'll have it decaled, sealed, we'll have it weathered and completed easily by Wednesday. So really pushing on very nicely with that one. The other thing we're going to show you now is what we have been up to. So up now, you can see up on the site is the review for this. Okay, so we talk about using the wheels as well, and to be honest, I have got a load of other stuff that should be here at some point this week, some extras, because this is going to be my entry into the German group build that we've got running at the moment. Fantastic one. As I say, it does look a nice kit. I know we've spoken about riveting because, as I say, it's got riveting on here. Technically it doesn't have it. We know it's been puttied over, but what tends to happen is the putty shrinks, like all putty does. Okay, so I might do it. I don't know. We're going to play with it and have a go with it. But anyway, the full review for this particular kit is up on the site now. You can go and have a look at that one. I know it's a Monday and you're getting kit reviews, but as I said, I'm going to put them up as we've got stuff available. Okay, from now on, so there'll be no set pattern that will be there. So instead of a video build today, you're going to get this, and then you get a video build tomorrow when you normally don't get one on a Tuesday. The other big thing is this. Okay, so this is our giant monster build we've got going on at the moment. I know there's quite a few in the forum that are building this particular one as well. Good luck. Okay, so, okay, what am I going to planning on doing with it? As we know, this is, if I can take this lid off, it's a big old kit. As you can see, that's just the front. I never even reviewed this kit. Perhaps I might review it before we actually build it. Okay, but that just gives you an idea of the problems you've got because it is in segments. So actually you've got forward fuselage, the center section, the rear and the tail. Okay, so it's like a 4-part internals. In fact, there we go. There's the tail section as it runs down. So it's sort of in 3. Gives you an idea how big this monster will be when it's all together. Okay. We know it's got its faults, we know it's not perfect, but we have got a few things to hopefully liven this up. So if we start down here, okay, I've got a couple of options for cockpits. So we've got the Legend cockpit there. I've also got the True Details one, which is really, really nice. I have got, because I've had it kicking around so long, this as well, which is the Blinden cockpit for it. So we've got that. So we've got options for cockpits, okay. I've also got the ballast. Don't ask me, I saw it at a show and just picked it up. It's peanuts. Okay, we've done that. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. Sent me and Steve the engines. I think it came with the engine set as well for it. I've sent his up to him, so I've got the resin engines as well for it. So that replaces the engines which do come in the kit. They do come in here, but they're not as nice as the aftermarket ones, if you like. So that's why I've replaced those. And then what else have we got? We got the gun barrel. So this is a very nice turned gun barrel for it with the actual ones, which is very much an improvement over the kit part. We've got a seat. This is an Aries seat. I have got multiple ejector seats because this is just the Aces 2 ejector seat. Some of them apparently don't fit. They're the wrong scale. Anyway, we've got photo etch. We've got lots of photo etch. We've got the photo etch for the interior. I've got colour photo etch for the cockpit. Now, this is the thing, I was planning on perhaps upgrading it to the C version, but I can't get the colour photo etch in 32nd for the C, because no one does it. The other thing is a great little one as well, we've got the wheels for it, so we've got a set of wheels down there for it as well, which is definitely a handy thing to have as we make our way through. References. As a lot of you know, I do my flight sim, so down here tucked out the way, this is the A10 HOTAS, which is licensed. So this is the throttle. Technically this throttle is out of an F-15E that they fitted to the A10C, so if you wanted to you could upgrade it. And I have the flight stick as well. Okay, that's my flight sim rig, which I fly the A10, as a lot of you know. What I might do is actually take you up for a spin. I'll show you how my flight sim stuff works with the actual A10 and everything else like that. Okay, but there we go, that is what we're going to be planning up to. So as you say, over there we're going to get that finished. I'm going to get that sorted out today. I'm going to push through quite heavily for that. So I've got to do the orders and everything else like that. I'll get those out to you today. But that's coming along really nicely. I know a lot of you were saying it's a bit of a stall project. We are definitely back online with it. I'll have that finished for you by Wednesday. And then obviously the parts will be available as and when they are ready, okay? So definitely you're going to get the painting section will be up with you tomorrow. There might be something else at the end of the week with it as well. If not, depends on how I'm getting on with the editing. And then obviously this week we're going to be starting on this bad boy at the back end of the week, or I should say that bad boy down there. Markings, not too sure yet, I must admit, for the A10. I've got a couple of options. I do like the shark's mouth, but I'm thinking maybe go for the hog face. Not too sure how we're going to do that one. So there we go. That's about it from me today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all the kind comments and everything on the vlogs and everything else like that. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, a thumbs up is always a good old like. If you like it, if you like it. If you don't, you don't. Fair enough. And don't forget, you can join us at Flory Models with the members and everything else like that. So big thanks to all of those. So anyway, I'll catch you all tomorrow.